Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We move back to the men's, and we stay on the left arm for our next matchup, which will be for the left-handed championship of the world in the men's 85-kilogram section between two athletes known as giant killers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the first of these men to you now. He hails from and proudly represents the arm wrestling nation of Moldova. Raise it up and welcome the multiple champion of the world, Daniel Procopciuc. Waits at the table, and he waits for the introduction of this man. Let me tell you about the athlete you are about to meet, ladies and gentlemen. He hails from and represents Ukraine, where he is a multiple and reigning Ukrainian national champion. He is also a multiple EAF European and WAF champion of the world, who is in the conversation in the minds of many arm wrestling experts as one of the greatest pound-for-pound left-handers to ever do it. Last but by no means least, he is also the reigning and defending East versus West 85-kilogram champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Oleg! Zhokh!
Okay, here we go. Left-handed arm wrestling at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. You can go all over the globe. You will not find two of the best pound-for-pound athletes in the world willing to put it on the line in front of you. The greatest lightweight left-handed champion our world has ever known in Daniel Procopciuc against what once was considered the very best left-handed arm wrestlers of all weight classes in Oleg Zhokh. You are in for an absolute treat when it comes to Oleg Zhokh and Daniel Procopciuc. Moldova versus the Ukraine, and there is a ton of excitement around this match. If you can see clearly from now the tools that Oleg Zhokh possesses, will it be too much for the lighter guy? We will see very soon, and looks very dominating in the setup. We are going to see, can Daniel somehow first just stop this match in any sort of way? Then can he have somewhat of a purchase in order to lock in that joint and start to work? I cannot see any way that this match doesn't go in Oleg Zhokh's hands at the beginning and maybe the whole time. As projected, the straps will be applied. A lot of us in the arm wrestling world, Neil, felt that Daniel will need the strap in order to kind of negate the unbelievable hand and wrist that Oleg Zhokh maintains.
Absolutely, Travis. You make really good points, mate. But if you look at this match and you look at how it's going to go down, Oleg Zhokh is a giant killer. Daniel Procopciuc is a giant killer. But they are giant killers based upon very different arm wrestling criteria. One of them has the arm and the leverage of a giant. The other does not. That tells you a great deal about how this match has got to go down for Daniel Procopciuc. He's got to get the brakes on, and he's got to make it an ugly, horrific, career-ending death war. Get the brakes on and make this a horrible experience. Easier said than done.
And what a story it would be for this Moldovan. I mean, this guy's almost a genius when it comes to his academics. I mean, we're talking about a doctor, and not one who is inspiring to be, a guy that probably just had surgery last week in some way. For him somehow being outgunned from the hand and wrist size, even the kilograms in this, and if he is able to do anything with Oleg Zhokh, this crowd is going to go crazy.
Well, let's not underestimate the fact, or understate the fact, that Daniel Procopciuc was the 154-pound, 70-kilogram champion of the world. He is coming up in weight class here. Why? Because he's exhausted the weight classes below. And I'll tell you what, he's got the brakes on. Daniel Procopciuc has got the brakes on. But look at that. I think it was an elbow foul. We'll check it. It was an elbow foul. And one thing I'll say right away, Travis, did you see how cerebral Daniel is there? He was so connected to that match. As soon as that elbow popped, he calmly released and told the referee, yeah, clearly an elbow. It was given. Diligence, expertise.
Already an expert showing. An unbelievable start to this match. Daniel Procopciuc is an absolute killer in the left-hand category. We have seen Oleg Zhokh absolutely dismantle time and time again. The best top rollers in the world were unable to keep their hand and wrist from being compromised. That was a great showing.
Incredible showing, Travis. And you said it a moment ago, this guy is really intelligent. I mean, if you're going into the pub quiz, this is the man you want on your team. Incredibly broadly intelligent man. Very, very connected in his arm wrestling. Knows exactly how the dynamics of his body works. And he is unafraid to test his frame and throw it into matches. And I'll tell you what, he had some purchase in that first round.
Not only purchase, but we have to think from watching these two careers, Daniel has an extraordinary amount of endurance. That was an absolute great way to start this match, to get Oleg into deep water where only he can win. And once again, he is on the hand and wrist. My goodness.
He's actually making this match happen in the area that he wants it to. Now, we haven't got the best angle on Oleg Zhokh's face, and I was just going to say, I'd love to see how hard Oleg is working. We were looking at the back of his head, and what I was looking for was any kinds of shaking, tremoring. Was he gritting his teeth? Let's have a look if we know. We're getting the same shot there, unfortunately, and that is the key thing, because his ability to go deep there, oh, look at that. His ability to go deep and then pronate out is second to none. That is how he's managed to dominate this sport on the left hand anywhere around his class and exceed expectation by going into matches with and defeating super heavyweights, Travis.
Round two will be very interesting. If there is a good or bad side of the strap, we will see Daniel in round two on the good side of the strap. He was able to put the brakes on in round one. What a victory would mean for Daniel, but my goodness, he's already showed why he is the absolute class of that 154-pound division, and there is not really a soul walking on this earth that weighs that amount that wants to see this guy in right or left-handed, but definitely left-handed. This guy has already been impressive. We've seen Oleg Zhokh, though, not only dominant, but also poised.
So here's a question, Travis. If you look at Daniel Procopciuc right now, And having felt what you've just felt in that round, and maybe he missed a couple of things there, but he had it sunk pretty good. Nowhere near as well as he did the first round, but he had it sunk pretty good. Do you think he starts to look for the dead wrist now? Do you think he sacrifices that and tries to over-pronate Oleg Zhokh, get him into an ugly shape?
Yeah, I think that in most terms you would think 100% that would be the next step. However, the hand size, not the length, but the width. Oleg Zhokh grabs you high and low at the same time. The more impressive thing for me is if that match would have been in the third or fourth round, we would be singing Daniel's praises. The fact that he has almost put the brakes on 2 different times and caused an elbow off the back. With any sort of aggression from Oleg, that elbow will come off the back. This is already impressive, and my goodness, can we see an absolute unbelievable win here? Round 2, this is the time to get it done. Not that he won't get on this side of the table again, but the odds of the match not already being too far away from him, that would equal a 3-0 when he reaches back to this thing. This round 2 could be huge when it comes to Daniel.
Travis, look how smart Oleg Zhokh is there. He's turning that lower palm out a little bit. He's sucking under, punching it forward in the strap, and then turns that little finger knuckle away from Daniel, and you can see how unsettled that makes Daniel. He was shaking his head. Now, 2 things stood out for me in that first start. Oleg Zhokh not working hard, but neither was Daniel Procopciuc. I mean, know how engaged mentally he is in this match. He clearly didn't feel like he had what he needed, and he didn't rev up, and he didn't try and accelerate his shoulder forward into the match. Smart man, and he made a smart move. Are we going to see a big change there? If he gets his position, do you think he'll rev really hard into Oleg here and try to make it about endurance, or do you think he'll try to outsmart him and change the position when he hits the hook?
I think insanity is always the best route to take here early. And listen, as soon as they call you and tell you that they want you to go up to face arguably the greatest left-handed arm wrestler of all time in Oleg Zhokh, you already know the guy is a little insane right there. You add that with the way the round 1 happened, even how comfortable the hand and grip is from Daniel. It is quite impressive, to say the least.
Yeah, Oleg there really looked very, very comfortable. And a couple of things that I will say. We know he's got the ability to climb that hand should he need to. We've seen it when he's pulled the big men. He didn't do it all there. He was quite happy to sit there, and that tells you that he has a number of gears that he can go to. If you see at any point in this match Oleg Zhokh start to tremor, and climb that hand, then Daniel has got a real purchase point in there. Little grimace there from Zhokh, and much more from Daniel, but it looks like Zhokh's going to finish and does. And these are ominous signs for Daniel, because that was a much better position for him.
Yeah, no doubt. And listen, as much as we praise Daniel Procopciuc for his unbelievable ability here, there is no reason for us not to understand that Oleg Zhokh usually is arm wrestling the bigger guys. His hand and wrist usually able to be right underneath his hand at the start, just like we saw Alex Kradetska early. When the bigger man has to back the elbow up, come down a little bit, it is a little easier for the lighter man to kind of compromise and get on the bicep. But what we're seeing is Oleg Zhokh is an absolute freak when it comes to left-handed arm wrestling.
Just frightening, Travis. I mean, it's funny, isn't it? We talk about the fact that Daniel's come up from 70 kilos, and he's pulling a guy here that when he faced super heavyweights, they would come off the stage and complain that they couldn't get a good grip because this guy's hand was too big and too powerful. Unbelievable.
I've saw the very best in North America be absolutely overwhelmed by just the connection with Oleg Zhokh. This guy's incredible, and once again, you know, it's a really awkward thing when you're arm wrestling someone lighter than you. Mm-hmm. It's like everyone only wants to talk about the upset, the lighter man, you know, convincing the crowd and the community that he should be here. Listen, my eyes are telling me clearly that Oleg Zhokh is not only into this match, but very poised. He is not in he doesn't feel so overwhelmed.
Well, nominated strap, Travis. I mean, Daniel went up there right then and said, strap, yeah. Don't. I mean, if he's happy to go straight to the strap with this guy, which, let's be honest, is Daniel's only lane, he can put some wear and tear into Daniel without the strap, but he's not bothered. He clearly feels like he's got a lot left in that tank.
No doubt. And usually you could see an opening where someone could try to get under the shorter man, trying to get under the hand and wrist to initiate the press. From what I see, the hand of Oleg Zhokh, extremely tough to deal with. My goodness. Left-handed arm wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, it has arrived here. The biggest event I've ever been at. I've never seen a crowd this big that is only here for arm wrestling and bought tickets for arm wrestling.
The atmosphere in here is absolutely boiling. And I wanted to just hark back to what I said the other night in the press conference. I had a conversation with this man, Oleg Zhokh, just after his incredible war with Betkili Oniani. And he said, okay, I lost tonight, but my next match will be at my weight category. And trust me, Neil, in that weight category, I am invincible. And it would appear that he may very well be backing up what he said. Look at this performance. Eddie Terzi has joined us in the commentary position. Oh.
One of the best left-hander in the history. He's going to say false statement. I'm the very best, not one of the best.
I like the one of. At this rate in my life, I will take it. And Ingen, I can say that Robert Baxter has been an amazing influence in your life, because I have been around here 4 or 5 events and you working so hard and really being focused the event. And now, for the second time, you've been able to walk over here, have some fun. You look great. The hair's flowing. I tell you, your life, Ingen Terzi, you dedicated to the sport of arm wrestling, and this is what you can reap now. What an outstanding event. No doubt. And that was the most important thing, is I watched you watch other leagues, and that you immediately brought that humbleness and the fact that you understand that people are going to focus on you. And every time that I've heard someone try to give you any praise for what you've done, you immediately change the subject, make sure that they all know that it is the entire community. And listen, we couldn't be in better hands. Robert from a business standpoint, you from a vision standpoint. Tbilisi, Georgia, what a great host for this event.
Everything I said was true, you know. Like just imagine that if you're not here, I mean, who can replace you? Or Neil? Or just all those fans. Like 1,500 people here. As you said, I have never seen 1,500 people coming to a venue and watching arm wrestling, even if it was free. Now all these people pay money and watching this. I'm not talking about business. This is showing something about our potential. This is only the beginning. And we will have Arlington end of March. It will be also beautiful events.
Everything's bigger in Texas, Ingen Terzi, and each time that I've made my way across the pond or anywhere that you've been, I am completely amazed by the product. And it shows you. Look at these two guys right here, maybe the 2 best left-handed arm wrestlers of all time, putting it on the line here. Oleg Zhokh looking very amazing. Here we go, round 4 about to start, and there it is. A little better purchase, but there's the hand and wrist dominance. He has a little bit, you can see Oleg working, but he's so poised, so patient here. Not a lot of energy there by Oleg, but finishing him is going to be tough here. Let's see how much joint pressure.
75 килограмм.
And there's a little respect from Oleg, looking at the crowd, letting them know the lightweight champ is a bad dude. Not at all.
It doesn't really mean any news or something. But when the man buys, so just right now, this is what was expected.
Yeah.
If Daniel would have won, then Anyways, I'm gonna go and work. I just want to say thank you to everyone about pay-per-view and watching. Thank you guys, and you guys deserve the best.
Amen. Thanks a lot, Mr. Terzi. And back to the action. Neil Pickup on the stage with the champ. Anna bringing the belt over. What an amazing showing for Oleg Zhokh, and our heart goes out for Daniel Procopciuc. We know that he wanted to do something that almost no one thought that he had any opportunity to do, and he put the brakes on early in round 1 and round 2. Oleg Zhokh ultimately too much hand, too much wrist, and way too much talent. Ladies and gentlemen, hail to the king. We all know in a slightly different situation, this guy could be the ultimate left-handed champion. All right, I'm going up here and give this thing away.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am here with a very, very happy champion of the world, still champion of the world. Now, Oleg, we spoke the other day about our conversation after your match with Betkili Oniani, when you told me that in this weight division, in 85 kilos, there is nobody that can beat you.
I am winner 85 kilogram 3 times, and I'm go to next weight category and winner Betkili. Okay, I'm Bel Betkili, come to Ukraine.
A rematch on the cards, and the fans here in Georgia absolutely love that. I wanted to ask you though, in all seriousness, Daniel Procopciuc may be the most difficult challenge for you in this weight division in the world. Is there anyone else, is there anybody else in your mind that you believe represents a genuine or the biggest threat to you in 85 kilogram?
He is very strong in 75 kilogram. 85 kilogram is my category, and yeah, this winner this category. Okay, and I'm go to next category 95.
Is there anyone in the world in 85?
Я думаю, що хтось там з Казахстану. Я не знаю, як це сказати. Можливо, суперники.
He think maybe someone in Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
Maybe one of the athletes from Kazakhstan. If you are watching at home and you feel like you can do something with the champion of the world, calling in Terzi and let him know about that. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, Travis the Beast Bajan, I think he's going to put the belt around the waist of the champion, Oleg Zhokh. Big smile on the face of the man from Ukraine. When the belt came up, he said, yeah, that belt is great. And we love him here in Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, raise it up for Oleg Zhokh!